Well, I'll start out with they are the number 11 team in the country for a reason. We did a great job, I thought, of honing in on number 50 and not allowing her to dominate us in the paint. And like any good coach does, they pivoted and made some adjustments. It became a different type of game plan when 50 was out the game. Obviously, our offensive woes have a lot to do with our lack of continuity and fluidity with our starting lineup. Not having Braylon Milton hurts us. Not having another ball handler hurts us. She had been leading us in assist to turnover ratio, and that showed with our 2 assists today. I think we just moved the ball a lot better when she's out there on the floor. So we look forward to having her back. But we will take the positives away from this and then work on the things that didn't go our way.
The first quarter goes pretty well, then the second quarter probably goes about as 1 out of 16. You know, what do you do when it doesn't go in? It doesn't go in.
Yeah, those days are tough. And one thing for certain, and I don't know if this is just because I played as well, no one feels worse than a poor shooting day than the players who are shooting the ball. And I'm confident that they're beating themselves up. I think that it's probably more frustrating because it's not like we haven't competed against this level of talent this season. We played some really good teams already. So just to not be able to get higher percentage shots, and then the ones that were, I mean, we missed some layups and those sorts of things. So I'm sure they're very frustrated, and we'll get back in the gym and we'll get to work.
You mentioned the positives. Earlier this week, you talked about the rebounding in this team. Obviously, without Destiny, Braylon, and Maya, you look down and you win the rebounding battle 38-36 tonight. Just give your thoughts on the defensive aspect there on the glass.
Oh, no, incredibly proud of not giving up a lot of second chance opportunities. I think that when we focus on things, we're pretty good at it. As any coach will tell you, you just can't focus on 10 different things. And so here we are rebounding and battling. And I am looking forward to continuing to grow in that area. But I am proud of our effort overall. We did have some moments where I felt like we could have gotten some easy rebounds and putbacks if we had just given a little bit more effort, and that is what we'll be watching tomorrow in film.
How do you replicate that first quarter? Because if you can play quarters like that, you're in a lot of games. And, you know, Wednesday, it's another undefeated team. There's K-State, and I think there's 4 other undefeated teams right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 is a gauntlet, right? This year, teams are doing really well. We know that. But we do feel like because of our height and our size and our athleticism, it gives us an opportunity to compete. But it's not going to allow us to win if we cannot execute on the offensive end. And when we have a player out like we have, it changes everyone's position. So now we're running our set plays and things like that, and everybody's in a different spot than they've been in up until a day and a half ago. So I think that offensively, we're just going to have to work on running things that regardless of what our lineup looks like, we can have some more success.
Jillian had a really efficient night, 14 points, 4-7 shooting, 9 rebounds. Just talk about her performance a little bit tonight and what you thought of her.
Jill does what Jill does, and I thought she played fairly well. What I'm most proud of her about is when we mentioned her, she had 5 turnovers at halftime, and she finished the game with 5. And that's what good players do. You know, you talk to them about some things they can do better, and then they go out and they rectify those things. So her leadership is critical. The way that she finishes around the rim is critical, and we just got to keep her playing well and healthy, because again, she played 12 minutes in our game against Siena for a reason. She hasn't felt the best, but she still came out and she battled today.
You take anything away from I think they had 66, so their season low I think was 63 or 4 in a win. So defensively, you know, you'd like to score more than 41, but they scored 79 a game. You held them to 66.
Yeah, again, I think that we followed the game plan, and I think we did a good job. I know that second quarter when we were fouling quite a bit, we gave up some points on the free throw line, and we were far more aggressive in that fourth quarter, which is why we won the fourth quarter, and it just had a chance to shoot more free throws. So for me, you're right. We have to figure out how to put together a full 40 minutes. And the reality is that we needed to have done that before we opened in conference play. So the sooner we can get to putting 40 minutes together, the more success we'll have in this league.
You talk about holding Ayoka to 6 points tonight. What were you guys able to do defensively to hold her to 6 points? Obviously, she entered today averaging 21 and 9. What were you guys able to do on the defensive end to really cause disruptive for her?
Well, she's really good, and her teammates are really good getting her the ball. So I felt like our length on the perimeter made it a little tougher to pass it in there. I think that our post players did a great job defensively of staying in front of her and not allowing there to be easy post entry passes the majority of the time. So again, I think that when we have a game plan and we executed, those things work. We still are sitting at 41 points offensively, and that's what we really have to get to work on. But I am proud of our defensive effort for sure.
The 3 girls that are out, are any chance they can come back by Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We hope so. And we've been having a next woman up mentality all season. You know, we've very rarely gone in with all the players that were eligible to play. And we just have to figure out a way. You know, and that's what competing is about. That's what being a Bearcat is about. We're going to be tough and gritty and compete every single possession. I don't know if it'll be pretty, but it should be gritty, and that's where we are right now. And when we make shots like we did, you know, on the road a time or two, yeah, it makes it look a lot better. It makes it look a lot easier. But when we have a rough shooting day like we did, and that is a credit to the Kansas State's defense. Like, they do a great job defensively too. It just makes it tough to get yourself out the rut. And I feel like that's where we were offensively. Just not a lot of energy, not a lot of moving the ball, not a lot of attacking and being aggressive. So we'll, like I said, we'll take the positives and we'll keep working on those as well. Thank you.